Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you are watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, Brendel, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, a little notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers over there. We've got a couple new patrons. We always like to give the shout outs here on the Patreon. Derek Jackson, Blake Esta, Adam, Ryan Lambert, Desmond Campbell, and Logan Hauser. Thank you so much for your support.
That's just in the last 24 hours?
I think the last 4 were in the last 24 hours, but I always go back a day just to cover our bases.
Nice.
You never know.
Nice. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, so anyways, we're also available in the audio realm. Leave us a rating, review, or a comment. It really does help the show. And that's pretty much it. Raw Union. We're going to talk about Raw Union today.
Yeah.
Hashtag Raw Reunion. In a nutshell, Larson. What are the? I didn't see what I think the community poll. We did a community tab poll on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Well, we always do that for Raw. And if I recall,
based here on what people are saying in chat right now,
it's mostly in betweens.
There's a lot of people here saying it's no good. In between's about right. I mean, nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, that's true.
Samoa Joe's promo's spot on.
Yeah.
But the Stone Cold bit was great. I can listen to Stone Cold talk all day.
He still has the crowd easily
in the palm of his hand. Yeah,
in the palm of his hand. 31% in between, 23% don't plan to watch, which is down from 40% where it was before I left.
Pushing 50 at points.
Yeah. Yays were 24%, so a lot of people enjoyed the nostalgia aspect of it. Nays were 14%. And then, probably going to watch later, 8%.
Yeah. I saw this criticism quite a bit on Twitter last night, this morning. There was that bit during the show where DX and the Outsiders, the Clique, plus Road Dogg, all embrace in the middle of the ring. And there's Seth Rollins on the outside saying, "What about me?"
Yeah.
And many people were observing, rightly, that kind of encapsulated Raw Reunion. There were several.
You could say it encapsulates the WWE.
Well,
but please
if
continue.
you extrapolate further,
sure.
yes. Where you have the situation where you have all these legends on the show that could have given a lot of these new stars a huge rub.
Yeah.
But whatever presented with an opportunity to do that, more often than not, they decided not to. Imagine at the end if Stone Cold, and I'm not blaming Stone Cold for this, they brought all the legends out the ramp to end the show. Why not bring everybody out?
Yeah.
So at least Stone Cold could say, "Hey, I traveled the road with all these legends, and I know the current roster. They're busting their tails every day for this company too." Why not just have everybody come out?
What happened to the Kevin Owens Stone Cold moment that we should have got?
We never got that. We didn't get any stunners. No stunners.
Could you imagine? Because if you recall, a lot of people know this. Some people don't. I know you do. Stone Cold was the guy who Kevin Owens has said gave him one of the best pieces of advice.
Yes.
Keep on running your mouth, kid. This is 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When he ran into Stone Cold, he said, probably 15 by now. He said, keep on running your mouth, kid. And that's why Kevin Owens is such a good promo, because he took that to heart and he just would always focus on
talking. Yeah. We never got that. That would have been great.
Yeah.
The only moment we really got where a legend helped put over a current talent was the Bray Wyatt segment.
Foley. Figures it'd be Foley, because he's the kind of guy who would do that.
Totally. And then Seth, eventually he was like, "What about me?" And then you see Road Dogg saying, "All right, come on over here. You can join us now."
Yeah.
But apparently Meltzer was saying that was originally supposed to be Ricochet.
Yes.
And that he has an elbow infection.
Yeah.
Wasn't cleared for action, and Seth was effectively a last-minute replacement.
Yeah. Largely inconsequential. Here, this is my take on it. I chuckled and smiled and laughed through a lot of it. Probably the same as you. Like you said, nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
There was a lot of fun there simply because you wheel out these old timers. There's going to be a lot of fun involved. The problem is, man, we're 3 weeks out from SummerSlam. You need shows that are consequential, and this was an entirely non-consequential show.
Completely and totally inconsequential.
Nothing in it mattered whatsoever. I thought that maybe when Samoa Joe came out and dropped his promo, that would be some sort of tease for him and Roman at SummerSlam, perhaps, and there was just a clean win for Roman over Samoa Joe, so why does that matter at this point?
I mean, that hasn't stopped WWE before.
No, it hasn't, and that might still be the thing. I mean, he might attack Roman tonight. I don't know. But I don't even know. I mean, so Raw Reunion was...
This is... Sorry, let me say this real quick before you do. This seems like the type of episode you do after, like 2 weeks after a major pay-per-view.
Yes, yeah.
To keep interest high from, say, SummerSlam or Mania.
What was the genesis of this?
USA Network, apparently.
Okay.
It was their idea.
Okay. So when did you learn that? Like, how did you know?
Like a week or 2 ago.
Okay.
I read it somewhere.
So USA Network said, we need to boost ratings. Why don't you do a reunion thing?
Why don't you bring back all the old timers? Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
because nostalgia is a hell of a drug.
You can do that once a year.
Maybe. But if you start doing it every year, it's going to lose its effectiveness.
Yeah.
Like if every year on like the 3rd week of July, Raw reunion time.
Yeah.
But as you said, especially the Seth bit, really highlighted that WWE has done so poorly in creating new megastars. Mm-hmm. They've done a horrible job of it.
Yeah.
Like what they had Seth out there doing last night on Miz TV, like doing a really crap Brock Lesnar impression.
Boy, he's really, he's struggling these days to make me care. Like, he's a good in-ring competitor. I think he can be fantastic. It's just you don't get to see it that often.
Well, here's another thing that another huge difference. What does Stone Cold say after he grabbed the mic, I guess, the second time? He said, I came out here, I didn't know what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Coachman said, just go out there, be yourself. Well, I like drinking beer, maybe too much, and raising hell.
Yeah.
Stone Cold didn't have a script.
No,
And it was magical.
Yeah. You can sum up who he is in 2 phrases. I like to drink beer and raise hell. Beer and raise hell.
Raise hell, yeah.
And you can't really say that about a lot of people. I mean, you can say that about Bray Wyatt. You can say that about...
you can say that about Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar, you can definitely say that about him. I mean, even with Shinsuke back, you could say the King of Strong Style before they started calling him the artist. Samoa Joe, you can peg him with a couple phrases. But it's just it's so non-consequential.
Well, the thing to really notice with the vast majority, if not all those names you mentioned, they're all heels.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
It's like I can sum Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
In like 3 words.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But the problem is outside of Kofi and maybe Kevin Owens, it's really hard to pinpoint who the faces are because they're so damn generic.
Yeah. Yeah. Seth Rollins has sort of painted himself into a generic corner. And honestly, like, yes, a lot of it does have to do with his comments outside of outside of TV. He makes all these comments about, we're the best in the world, and this kind of that, and he's coming to the, he goes on the offensive against fans who are just curious about the product and want it to get better. And he says, I think it was the latest one where he said something like, well, of course they're going to come after us because we're the biggest thing and we're the easiest target. And it's like, no, man. Yeah. People just want a good product. They want good creative. They want to be invested, and they understand that they can be if there's a lot that there's to work with there.
Well, he said something. Gosh, what was the interview with? He did an interview recently. We was talking about Mox going to AEW. At first, he's like,
he's taking food off my dinner table.
No, he's not. He's so not.
See, I understood the sentiment there.
No, I do. I mean, the idea that they're coming after us.
Yeah.
But that's not exactly AEW's stated goal. And here's the thing. They're not trying to take food off WWE's table. They're trying to get a table at the same restaurant.
Yeah.
It's not like they're trying to swoop in and steal their reservation.
Yeah.
They're just trying to get a reservation of their own, the same restaurant. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of like a 4.5-star place on Yelp, maybe like a 4-star.
Yeah.
Just that step up, man. $2 signs instead of 3.
I know. I don't recall anybody publicly in the Attitude Era. And granted, Twitter wasn't a thing in the Attitude Era saying, "Oh, WCW's coming after us." It's like they hunkered down. They started getting risque. They took some risks. They got edgier, and then they started killing.
Probably more importantly, they developed characters that people cared about.
Yeah, exactly. They took care. They put their heads in. They took care of their business.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's. But getting back to Raw Union, like I said, there's a lot of fun moments. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of silliness.
The opening was fun. John Cena came out.
Yeah, John Cena's great.
and he says, "Hey, I'm here in Tampa. I live here." He said the thing, "This will always be my home. You will always be my family." WWE Universe, it is this ring.
Yeah.
And then the Usos came down as Cena was trying to leave, and they said, "You don't think we're gonna let you leave before you drop some rhymes, right?"
Yeah.
And Cena's like, "No, I'm good." He declines. He starts to walk out of the ring. Usos spit some hot fire in Cena's direction. They want the doctor.
Yeah, they said, "Who's that?" "We want the doctor."
Yeah.
And so he said, "I won't be bested. You look like your mugshot. What was it like being arrested?"
That was good. And they laughed. And then I don't know if Jimmy or Jay shouted out the county when the county said they got arrested.
They got arrested.
They had a good sense of humor about it.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention. No, we're just going into it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And then Cena tries to leave again. Usos say, "Here's our dad. Here comes Rikishi." He comes down the ring. Rikishi tells Cena, "Back that ass up, turn around."
Yeah.
Cena complies. He gets in the ring. They're all about to dance. Revival interrupts.
Well, they all line up in the Too Cool. What are they called? Too Cool?
Yeah, Too Cool. And they get ready to dance. And then the Revival say, "Yeah."
Yeah.
They come down, and then they're joined by Devon Dudley.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Should they have wheeled out Devon without Bubba Ray?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, he deserves it. He's a producer there now.
I love the Booker T had a great line.
Oh, what did he say?
When Corey says something like, the Revival are looking to buy some real estate or property in Dudleyville. What do you think, Booker? Booker goes, "No, they shouldn't do that. No one wants to be near Bubba."
That's good. That's really good. I was kind of, I'm not going to say I was surprised necessarily. I know that Bubba is signed with Ring of Honor, and he's got a heavy hand over there. I don't know if he would have wanted to have done this, or if he not wanted to be. It would have been nice to have seen him, And then he goes up to a fan and says, "Go be a fan." He takes him backstage because look, it's Devon. I want to see Bubba.
I understand that. We'll watch Ring of Honor if you want to see Bubba.
I don't want to see him that bad.
Oh, okay.
I want to see him with Devon.
Well, then be happy with what you get, Steve.
I guess so.
So we go before a commercial break. We just got to have a little bit backstage where Hogan's talking to Jimmy Hart, saying how fired up he is. He's going to fight somebody.
Yeah. He seemed really excited about that. Has he said anything today yet about how small everybody is compared to him?
Not that I recall. We're not saying that about Stone Cold. Stone Cold looks like he still whips some ass.
It's early in the day. I know.
Stone Cold's jacked.
How much money do you think it would take for the Saudis to lure Stone Cold out of retirement?
I don't know, man. He's got a TV show. I'm sure he's
doing pretty good.
He's probably pretty happy financially.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. Like, I think he's sort of the last guy that has.
It would have to be 7 figures minimum, 10 million plus.
Yeah.
It could be done, but
yeah,
I don't even know if. I don't know Stone Cold. I would like to think that he's the type of guy that once he reaches a certain amount of comfort financially, it's like, at what point do I need all this extra money?
Yeah, I know. I doubt that he would do it.
Yeah.
I doubt that he would do it for all the money. For
$1 billion.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do with $1 billion?
Yeah.
So
I'd make all the kill shelters in the country non-kill shelters. I wonder how much money that would take.
I don't know.
Yeah. Something to think about.
You
what would you do with $1 billion, man?
What would I do with $1 billion?
Yeah, what would you do with $1 billion?
I don't know. I'd probably take like $1 million of it and like pay off my house and save some, maybe invest a little bit, and then the rest I'd probably donate.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do with $1 billion?
Yeah, I know. Everything seems like whenever I see pictures, there was some, I forget who it was. There was Ben Simmons, maybe. There was a basketball player.
Oh, the Ferrari, yeah.
Yeah, and it just all looks so like sanitized and
I don't want a Ferrari.
Boring. Like everything shows that he's got like some. I don't know.
I'd be scared to all hell to drive a Ferrari. Spend $500,000 on a car.
I don't want to do it. It's a death trap.
Dude, I bought those Jordan 6s for retail. I don't want to wear them because they were like, I don't want to get these dirty.
I know, me too. I got white shoes. What the heck?
And a $500,000 car. I'm going to wrap the whole thing in bubble wrap for fear of wrecking it.
Yeah.
So no, I don't need all that money.
I'd start a publishing company and make some comic books.
I would try to do something to benefit the world.
That'd be cool.
Start a charitable organization to help climate change or something.
Anyway,
so yeah, Hogan, Jimmy Hart backstage, whatever. Come back from commercial. We get the Usos versus the Revival, and hell yes, Booker T's on commentary.
I was very happy about that.
Man, Booker T is the best.
I know. I really want him and Corey Graves just to be back on commentary together.
You could tell they adore each other.
They're giddy. They were giddy with like in each other's presence.
Yeah, and later on, when at the end when Booker comes out to the ramp, Corey says something like, "Wow, Booker T looks like he could do another run."
Yeah.
Like you can just tell they
love each other.
They're just like great friends.
Absolutely.
They just crack each other up. Mm-hmm. So Booker has that great line saying, "No one wants to be near Bubba." I laughed. Towards the end, we get a stare down between Rikishi and Devon Dudley. This distracts Scott Dawson, telling Rikishi to stay away. But Rikishi eventually goes, "All right, I'm good." Scott Dawson turns around, eats a super kick from Jay tags himself in. He follows up with a splash. Usos get the win over the Raw Tag Team Champions.
Yep.
Usos are probably going to win those titles at SummerSlam.
Well, they're at least going to have that match, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's WWE really, did the Revival ever, did they resign yet? Have they resigned?
Not that I'm aware of.
The Usos did. They're locked in.
Usos resigned. The club resigned. I don't believe the Revival has. But their contracts don't run out till next year.
Yeah, but right now, you want to keep them as happy as possible.
Totally.
I'm thinking you probably keep those titles on them.
Well, their gripe wasn't necessarily they weren't champs.
No, it wasn't. But you still want to do what you can to make sure they don't feel like they're going to get lost.
You still want to make sure they feel like a foundational piece of your tag division.
And here's the thing. Have they had, since they've won the titles, have they had a definitive feud that hasn't been the Usos yet?
No.
I feel like they need to get through a couple of really definitive feuds before they really think about dropping those titles. Mm-hmm. That's just my initial gut feeling. I mean, once we get closer to SummerSlam, I might change my mind. But right now, that's probably going to be the SummerSlam match. I say keep it on them.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we're backstage. Alicia Fox. So is she actually a member of the roster or no?
Yes. However, they treated her like she wasn't. She was never actually released.
No.
Yeah. It was Arn Anderson.
I don't think her contract was ever...
so for those of you who don't remember,
the
story was Arn Anderson apparently, as a producer of one of her matches on the road, on
a house show,
allowed her to go wrestle when she was somewhat inebriated.
Yes.
She's had apparently problems with alcohol, with substance abuse in the past, and she hasn't wrestled a match since like April, I think.
Yeah.
He was let go from the company.
Yeah.
She was not, as far as I know, but like she was all over the advertising for Raw Union.
Yeah. And she made this one appearance.
Yeah.
So she's talking backstage to Dana Brooke about her hat, and she wants the hat to be super high. Caitlyn approaches, and she somehow gets her hands on hat.
Yeah.
And then NWO Tori Wilson walks in the frame.
Yeah, she looked a lot more like actual Tori Wilson this time. She hasn't aged very much. Like, I'll say that about like the dudes, they age.
Yeah.
The women so far, like the ones who were stars in the early to mid aughts, they look the exact same.
Yeah.
They all look the exact
for the most part
same.
they do. So they're all talking. In walks Santino, and then they're asking him about his sister, which I'm guessing is a reference to Santina Marella, and then was it Caitlyn or Alicia who was asking? So, did you bring your friend down there?
Yeah.
And it was I think it was Alicia, and it was Cobra.
I think it was Alicia, and then he got the Cobra out and started like touching Tori Wilson and Alicia Fox with it.
And then Drew McIntyre walked up, and he's like, "This is ridiculous."
Yeah, and he was just like our proxy.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I was like, I was never a big Santino guy. Like, I thought he had some pretty decent comedic timing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was during a time when I just didn't care much about WWE, and that just sort of carried over. Like, I really don't care about him much. So Drew McIntyre just looks annoyed.
Yeah. Again, proxy for all of us.
Exactly. Anyways, Larson, we got some business to take care of.
Yes, we
do. Do that right now. Before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon is a premium men's essentials brand that believes in smart design and premium fabrics.
Mack Weldon's mission is a simple one: to make sure that men's basics are smartly designed and shopping for them is easy and convenient.
And Mack Weldon's underwear, socks, shirts, shorts, hoodies, and sweatpants will be the most comfy you will ever wear. See, Mack Weldon wants you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair, you can keep it, and they'll still offer you a refund, no questions asked.
Yeah. One of the items I ordered was the Ace shorts. I got them on right now. They're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they look really comfy.
Yeah, they're super comfy. They're super soft, and they look darn good, too. I'm also loving the no-show socks I got. They're comfy and come in all sorts of awesome designs. You can't see them. I have shoes on right now.
They're like John Cena. I can't see them.
Yes, but when I don't have shoes on, I'm like, wow, these are great-looking socks.
I got me some Mack Weldon stuff too, Larson.
Oh, yeah?
The underwear I got are top-notch. I'm wearing them right now. And the entire ordering process was easy, and everything was shipped directly to my door. And right now, Friendos can get 20% off their first order by going to MackWeldon.com and using promo code GOINGINRAW. That's all one word, GOINGINRAW.
Again, that's 20% off your first order by going to MackWeldon.com and using promo code GOINGINRAW. As Steve said, all one word. Thanks to Mack Weldon for sponsoring today's show, and you're really helping out Going In Raw by going to MackWeldon.com and using promo code Going In Raw.
All right. So after that, we had R-Truth and Carmella. They were being interviewed by Charlie Caruso, and they threw to some footage from Comic-Con on the IGN stage.
Yes.
Max Scoville, I think, was one of the
that was him
interviewers.
for sure.
Yeah. I didn't recognize. Who was the...
I don't know who his
know.
co-host was.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's cool seeing Max up there.
Yeah, I think. Did you ever actually meet him?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
I think I might have.
Yeah.
I know we have friends who have friends.
Yeah. He's a funny dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So anyways, Truth was on stage, and he gets attacked by the Hurricane.
Yes.
And the Hurricane tries to roll him up, is unsuccessful, runs away. And then Drake Maverick comes in wearing was it a banana?
Yeah.
Banana. And he rolls him up. And he's unsuccessful, and then Truth runs away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah. We come back. Renee Michelle, Drake's wife, walks up, and then Drake walks up behind Truth, rolls him up for the win. He's new 24/7 champion. Of course, before last night's episode, it was announced that Renee Michelle said that if Drake were to win 24/7 title, that they would consummate their marriage.
She would, yes. Yeah, he'd get the green light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to smash.
Mm-hmm. So he runs off with her.
Yeah.
And then the Godfather walks up. Charlie is like exceptionally excited to see the Godfather.
Deep down, she's always wanted to ride the hoe train, apparently. Because she did. She seemed very excited.
She was very excited. This is her face.
Charlie's really good at I like her as an interview
I do
person.
too.
She's really bad at when she then, and to be honest, I don't think it's really on her. It's difficult to do this. The camera always holds way too long on the interviewers.
I know.
After the interview is over, and she always has the weirdest expressions, and she's just trying to be kind of natural, but you can't in that situation.
I know.
Anyways, Godfather comes rolling in, and he starts doing it's so weird these days because you can't have a hoe train because it's sex trafficking, A.
Yeah.
B, it's just so, why are you even doing it?
It's interesting how because the last time he was on,
they had some resolution to the hoe train thing.
where he seemed like he was showing remorse about the whole thing.
A little bit.
A bit of contrition, yes.
Yeah, and he had married somebody who Mark Henry mistook as one of his hoes. He was like, no, it's my wife. And it was like, oh, he turned over a new leaf.
He settled down.
Yes.
So he comes up to Charlie, and he goes, it's time to get on and you let the crowd say it.
Yeah.
He didn't say it.
True.
So.
Yeah. It's
walking a fine line, I guess. There.
WWE does not know how to walk a fine line at all.
No.
But what's her face? Charlie seemed very happy to see him.
And then they danced.
He honestly looked like my dad dancing. Godfather has reached a level of old man where it's just he's all out of rhythm. He's all out of sorts when it comes to the dancing. But he had a huge smile on his face.
Yeah,
he was having fun.
He seemed like he was having a good time.
I mean, what are they going to do? Bring him back as the fighting machine?
Maybe. Papa Shango?
Papa Shango, no, man. Nobody's going to do that.
No.
Or the Good Father.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Bring back Right to Censor.
Yeah, that'd be cool. After that, Drew McIntyre was supposed to take on Cedric Alexander. However, Drew viciously attacked Cedric before the bell. They brawled ringside. That inverted Alabama slam onto the apron was awesome.
How?
Cedric is the perfect guy for tossing around in creative fashion.
Him or Mustafa Ali?
Yes.
Because Mustafa Ali sells like nobody else.
Yeah. Cedric was able to just sort of he did, and he even got some really creative offense in too.
Yeah. The moonsault bit was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. He did something off the stairs too.
The bit where Drew gets him in position for the inverted Alabama slam, and is first going to do it on the floor.
Yeah,
and then pauses.
That was awesome. He's just walking around with him where
looks
is this
over
gonna
the
hurt
apron
the most,
and then drops him around the apron. It was great.
Yeah, it was awesome. And Cedric sold it like $1 million, and then Drew just walks away.
Yeah,
he just leaves.
Is this going to be Drew's SummerSlam match rather than Undertaker?
I hope so. I'd rather see Drew versus Cedric.
Yeah, it'll be a better match.
Be a really good match.
Drew beating Undertaker would be a huge rub.
Yeah, I know.
Anyways, next we see Drake in the locker room. He's walking in, I guess, to grab his stuff, and he has a vision of the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
So he opens up his luggage or something, and it's filled with worms.
Talk about a guy who, I mean, he's got all the face makeup on, so you can't really see his face, but his body is in supreme shape.
He looks the exact same he did 15 years ago.
And he started old.
I know.
He started at like 35 or 40 or something like that.
Yeah,
like when he got to WWE anyways.
Yeah.
And he's in great shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he scares the hell out of Drake. Drake falls on the ground. I guess you could say bumps his head or something.
Mm-hmm.
Vision ends.
Yeah.
In walks Pat Patterson. He kicks Drake a couple times.
Yeah.
Pins him with his foot.
It's all awkward and weird.
And refs there. Pins counted. Pat Patterson, new 24/7 champion.
Yeah.
He didn't have to win a non-existent tournament to win the title this time.
And they always reference that. Michael Cole referenced, what was it, Rio de Janeiro?
Yeah.
Was it Rio?
Yeah, it was Rio.
Yeah. That was great. That was awesome. After that, we had the War Raiders. Thank God they didn't take on a jobber duo. They were tag champions. They're not local enhancement talent.
That was a blip on the radar, man.
They're company enhancement talent now.
Yes.
And they put on a bit more of a match than they would have against jobbers.
It wasn't a squash match.
Yeah.
And it was fun hearing Christian on commentary.
Oh, yeah, it was great. He came out first.
He had a great line about if Ryder and Hawkins were Christian heads instead of edge heads, maybe they would have fared better in this match.
Yeah.
Took a couple of opportunities to talk some friendly trash about Edge. It was pretty good.
That was fun.
It was pretty funny. Just disappointed they didn't do his Christian theme. Before the match started, we got a little War Raiders promo, whatever,
Yeah. They try to do the Viking voice, and it just doesn't work.
No, they should just be Rowe and Hansen, just be dudes
hanging with War Machine.
Yeah.
Why don't they? Dude, they can make so much money off of hanging with War Raiders.
I know.
Who wouldn't want to hang with War Raiders? That was still one of my favorite stories of last year. Was Jeff Cobb wanting to hang out with War Raiders
rather than his tag team partner Michael Elgin. So good. Gosh, that's great. Hanging with War Machine.
Oh, that was so good.
That was so good.
Anyways,
Ray Rowe pins Hawkins after that pop-up power slam. They're calling that the Viking Experience.
The Viking Experience.
As you said, a bit more competitive match for the War Raiders. Not much more, but a bit more. After that, we cut backstage. There's a Raw reunion party going on.
Mm-hmm.
Mike's in there talking to somebody. Maria walks in. She's like, "What are you doing?" Camera pans out and goes, "I'm talking to, don't you remember Eve Torres?"
Yeah.
She looks the exact same.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. Every single one of these from the Divas era, really, they all look the exact same.
Mm-hmm. And he's also talking to Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, Eric Bischoff comes in and he offers... Oh, he offered the Canellises.
Yeah, he said, if things aren't working out for you here on Raw, maybe you come over to Blue Brand.
Yeah, that was good.
So we got a line.
Yeah.
And Maria says,
Join Aces and Eights.
Oh, my gosh. And Maria says, well, you're supposed to be putting lotion on my belly so I don't get stretch marks.
Yeah.
If I get stretch marks, then I can't
pursue my modeling career.
And I'm the breadwinner of this family. God knows you can't do anything.
Yeah.
And so Ron Simmons comes in.
I actually cracked a bit when he looks at Jimmy Hart and grabs the megaphone and he says it through the megaphone. Damn, that was funny. I actually laughed.
What do you think of the Burger King commercial with Alexa Bliss and Ron Simmons?
That was great.
Yeah,
that was awesome. And I love the fact that, that's one thing we forgot to mention. They did picture-in-picture.
Yes, the one commercial break.
Action.
And they kept everything pretty brisk. There's a lot of stuff stuffed in the show.
Yeah, there was.
Stuffed into the show.
Yeah.
After that, we see the club backstage.
Sorry, just go back to the Mike and Maria stuff. I really like the Mike and Maria stuff.
This was fun.
I think what I like about it is...
I think you like them, so you want to like it.
I know. No, I really like them, but I also think that number one, Maria is really good in this, and Mike is really good in this. I really hope this isn't a punishment thing. I think that'd be so whack. Although it's totally WWE's
signed a new deal.
MO.
What would they be punished for?
Well, because they signed a new deal, and then maybe I was gone.
The pregnant stuff, yeah.
The pregnancy stuff,
yeah.
And then they basically demasculate him. When they first debut on Raw.
Yeah.
But given the way they debuted, the fact that his name, he's Mike Bennett, and they gave him her name.
Yeah.
It seems, I think my thing is, this just seems like the natural progression where they would have gone.
It does seem
had
like
he not gone to rehab and her not got
well,
pregnant.
also I think to a certain degree it's in line somewhat with what had been happening on 205 Live.
Yeah,
somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, you can
I
go
feel like
there.
I feel like there's a couple story beats that they just skipped over to get to that point.
Had he never needed to go to rehab and she had never gotten pregnant, this sort of story I could see being part of the natural progression of how they were presented initially. And I think that's why I'm okay with it, because it sort of makes sense. The way they're presented on 205 is a bit different than that, and I really liked it, and I really do like them. But this just feels more like how they probably would have been presented in some story on main roster in the first place. Yeah. So to me, it's just, okay, cool. They're back on track with what they would have been doing anyways. Or at least that's what I like to think.
Next.
Yeah.
Club backstage.
New shirts, and they look okay.
They look all right.
They look good. This is really no different than like a decent pro wrestling tees design. And really, that's
really all you can ask for WWE.
All you can ask for. They're not going to have a Bullet Club level design.
Well, they changed the name. It's not the club anymore. It's the OC, the original, the official.
What is it actually? I know the C stands for club. Is it original or official?
They said all those things. There's one other O word they used to describe it. I can't remember what it was for an adjective before club.
Obvious. Obfuscated.
Official. Obtuse. No.
Obtuse. Yeah.
I don't remember what it was. It was before AJ's match.
Oligarchy.
Oh, that'd be interesting. That'd be really interesting.
Orgasmic.
I mean, with Carl Anderson's dancing, you never know. So they all too sweet. They're all just kind of talking to each other. Next, Pat Patterson's laying on the ground. He's coming to, and you get Gerald Briscoe standing over him talking some trash.
And media rest. That's right. We came into the action after the pinfall had happened. Yes. Gerald Briscoe, former NWA champion.
Yes.
Now new 24/7
former hardcore champion too.
True. Yeah. True.
He runs into Kelly in the hallway of the arena. They talk a little bit. Kelly kind of gives him a hug, knees him straight in the front area.
Yeah.
Pins Gerald Briscoe. She's the new 24/7 champ.
Yeah. Somebody noted that on Twitter too at Carmella. And this morning, and they said, why wasn't Carmella the first 24/7 champ? And then she just did the shrug emoji.
Yeah.
Because that's really who it should have been. Yeah, I was never like a fan of Kelly. She is, to her credit, she still looks the exact same. But I don't know. She has sort of like vacant eyes. Like some people, you just look at them and you're like, anything going on there? What's going on? See? So I don't know.
After that, oh man, Samoa Joe. I want him to talk all the time. Give me 3 hours of Samoa Joe talking.
Let me ask you something. He's still really intimidating, isn't he?
Yeah.
I kind of had this conversation with somebody on Twitter yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, he can still lose all the time. It doesn't change the fact his vocal delivery, his presence is menacing.
Yeah. He's one of the few guys he can lose a lot, and he has. I don't know how accurate this is, but our friendos over at Wrestle Talk, they have what appears to be a running tab for matches.
Oh, wow.
For the year for all the roster members.
Yeah.
And he's, according to them, although we're deep, I don't know if this would make sense. He's had out of 25 matches for 2019, I'm assuming just
television matches, yeah.
He's 10 wins and 15 losses.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
He was recently U.S. champion. It wasn't a long run. It was like 2 months.
No, it was
think
pretty
March,
short,
April,
yeah.
May, June. It's like 4 months. But he's still, to me anyways, he comes out, he still comes up as very
I'd rather
legit.
have him win a lot more matches, though.
Oh, sure.
So he comes out, and he says, Raw reunion shows like this are a plague on WWE.
Oh, he was spot on.
Yeah, he is. Talking about how nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Y'all are addicted to nostalgia. And he talks some trash about the Usos. That brings out Roman Reigns. Of course, Usos are his cousins.
Yeah.
And he says, well, if you got something to say to my family about my family, you can say it to my face. And Joe says, I ain't got nothing to say because I already said it.
He said, yeah, I just did. Wasn't Roman paying attention?
And then they brawl.
Oh, they said only club. Official.
Oh,
original,
there you go.
Only.
So it shouldn't be the triple OC?
The triple OC.
OOC?
That has less of a ook. That has less of a remember that show, the OC?
Mm-hmm.
What a terrible show that was.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. No. So they brawl. Joe sends Roman to the ring post, then to the barricade a couple times. Eventually, though, Joe tosses Roman back in the ring. He gets him with the apron. Roman comes to enough, hits him with a Superman punch. Joe talks some. Roman responds says, I'm sorry. not all Samoans are cowards.
Yeah.
And that angers Joe. Joe says, all right, we can have the match tonight, right now. And it happens. I kind of felt like from both Joe and Roman, just the opportunity to be in a segment where they get to talk at each other, really, they felt they were super into it. Like they're having a good time.
Oh, yeah, they did. They totally did. This and the match itself.
They seem like they have really good chemistry.
Yeah, I think they do.
So if this is just a one-off, it's highly disappointing because I think this could be a good feud.
I know.
I mean, I know in the end.
Is Roman doing any house shows these days?
That I don't know of.
Let's see here, July. Yeah, no, and then the match goes down, and it's a decent enough match. Roman Reigns wins with a spear.
Yeah, the finish saw Joe put the clutch on Roman. Roman counters and sends Joe out of the ring. Joe gets back in. Reigns hits the spear. He gets the win.
Yeah.
After that, Miz TV with special guest Seth Rollins. I feel like Seth was trying his damnedest to get this over. In a couple moments, the crowd did kind of laugh, but he did a really bad Brock Lesnar impression, and then tried to make the point that he wasn't a Brock Lesnar wannabe because he didn't want to be Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
But that Brock was a Seth Rollins wannabe. And I guess before he can really make his point, Paul Heyman comes down. Well, first he starts talking at gorilla position, and then he comes down the ramp, and Seth says, "All right, I'm gonna do a 5 count, and if you're not out of here, I'm gonna come to that ramp and stomp your face into the ramp."
Yeah.
And so he goes 1. Heyman says something, and then Seth goes 2, 3, 4, 5, and then Heyman sprints around the corner backstage.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. I mean, it was kind of an underwhelming segment.
So as of when is this? July 21st, to some Sunday. WWE house show results from Pensacola. Roman versus Drew.
That's where he's from. That's where Roman's from. Is Pensacola.
So maybe they're still gonna do.
I wonder if he's doing like limited house shows.
That wouldn't surprise me. That can sometimes give you an idea as to where they're gonna go in the future.
Yeah. Who do you take on?
It was Drew.
Okay.
It was Drew.
That's interesting.
So we'll see if they get back to that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Next, we're backstage at the Raw reunion party. Charlie's about to try to interview some legends. Sami Zayn interrupts. Says the Raw reunion is like the Attitude Era through the Face app.
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
That was a funny
That was
line.
good. That was good.
Rey Mysterio walks in to stand up to defend the honor of WWE legends.
He's sort of a bridge guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's now.
Who wrestled then.
Yeah.
Now,
And
maybe forever
Probably
as well.
forever, given how he looks the exact same.
Yes, I know. And so there's a challenge. No, they start arguing. Kurt Angle comes up and says, when I was GM of Raw, how we sell these things in the ring.
In the ring.
Match will happen. Next, Kelly's backstage. So is Candice Michelle. Melina and Naomi are there as well. Melina says, I'm finally done with my training. Training for what? Mm-hmm. She has a ref shirt on.
Yeah.
Underneath her other shirt. Candice pins Kelly for the 24/7 title.
The crowd, because they had the crowd is mic'd during all this stuff to get their reaction. I swear to God, I heard somebody in the crowd cough when she holds the title up and does that weird turn of hers.
Yeah.
I heard.
But then Medusa comes up. Alundra Blaze, sorry.
Yeah.
Chokes out Candice Michelle.
Yeah.
She's the new 24/7 champion. At first, it's kind of confusing. She said, hey, if anyone gets this title off me, they better do it soon because I'm not going to have it for long.
Yeah, I thought that was a stumble, and then you realize what's going to happen.
Yeah, when she goes out to commentary later on.
Yeah.
Next, we had Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn. Jonathan Coachman is on commentary. Finish of that saw Rey go for a 619. Sami leaves the ring. He starts walking up the ramp. Wow! Wow!
What do you say?
Impact Wrestling's Rob Van Dam is there at the top of the ramp.
Man, he aged a lot in the span of
did.
5 years. Because in
man.
2014 he had a stint in the WWE.
He looked pretty good.
And he looked like he did back in 2002 or whatever. But he doesn't anymore.
No.
And he should not be expected to.
No.
He is old, and that's what happens.
He's put his body through a lot.
He has put his body through a ton. But yeah, the last 5 years. I loved him though, man.
Yeah,
he was the guy that really showed me what wrestling could and probably should be.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget. I've told this story before. When we first moved to LA, you, me, and Jeff, all in the same apartment.
Yep.
We turned on TV and ECW was on. It was like, what is this craziness?
Yeah.
And to see him do Rob Van Dam things back in 1998, holy crap.
Yeah, blew our minds.
Yeah.
So not only does RVD come to the top of the ramp.
Slaughter, and then Hurricane, and then Kurt Angle.
Yeah, so Sami, he's in a pickle here. He's trying to decide where his odds are better. He runs back in the ring. He eats 619. And a frog splash. Ray pointed to RVD before he did it, or did the RVD thing.
They were tag champs together.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they were.
Ray picks up the win over Sami. Quick shot of Ric Flair arriving at the arena. And then after that...
Was he already cut?
Yeah.
He already was busted
open.
open.
He had a cut in his head. Then the Street Profits are backstage. Montez Ford has a lovely singing voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that was awesome.
So he runs into Angelo Doc, and he's like, "Where were you?" And Angelo says, "Oh, he's putting in eye drops."
Yeah, basically he was getting high as shit with RVD.
Yeah,
this was actually a really funny little segment.
Yeah,
because Angelo then just proceeds to say, "I was hanging out with RVD, ran him to in the bathroom. It was really, really quick." Mark Henry was in there drinking champagne.
Yeah.
And
Ric Flair was there.
Montez is just beside himself that, like, he didn't get to experience any of this. And then somebody calls up Angelo on his phone, and he's got to duck out because he's evidently got some more partying to do with more legends.
With the Godfather.
Oh, that was the Godfather. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good. I thought this was less
good.
obnoxious than their previous promo. Well, I saw one like from a week ago or whatever.
Oh, I missed last week's, but I thought everything they'd done up to this point had been pretty good. They're like the Greek chorus of Raw these days.
Yeah, I just generally don't like that.
What, that particular premise?
Yeah, they're NXT tag champions. Probably not for much longer, but I think that they should be. I don't know. I think they're tag champions. They should be.
I don't know, man. It's a way to showcase their personality. Next, Alundra Blaze. She was up to commentary. Says, I said I wasn't going to be champ for much longer. She produces garbage can.
Yeah.
He's about to dump the 24/7 title into it. That was a clever little funny touch. And then Ted DiBiase comes to the ramp and says, I'll buy that title off you. Everybody has a price. Pulls out a wad of cash from his coat. Gives it to Alundra. He now has the title. He laughs. Ha 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 ha.
Half of wrestling Twitter called that in advance once Alundra Blaze won it, and half of wrestling Twitter then said, I told you so.
Yeah.
So after that, we had AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins. It was supposed to be Warp Speed, but it was Seth Rollins. Jerry Lawler, the King, comes out to do commentary.
Yeah.
I don't remember much of what he said.
No, nor do I.
But it's always good to, when he's not, these days you can't really do lecherous anymore. So I like Lawler. I think it's good. AEW should bring him on. Him and JR together.
They do need whoever they've had as the third band, the commentary team. Just
Marvez.
And then at Fyter Fest they had Golden Boy at Fyter Fest, and he wasn't bad. I just don't feel like the chemistry is gelling between. Like, it's interesting at Fyter Fest, especially towards the end of the show, Excalibur was doing the play-by-play.
I feel like it should be just JR and Excalibur. I think Excalibur should be like the new king, because he's a really funny guy.
He is, but that's not the dynamic they've established yet.
I know.
But here's also the thing about Excalibur, with especially how AEW wrestles. He knows the names of all the moves. I don't think JR knows the names of all the moves.
Can't do play-by-play much anymore. You're right.
So he's more of the commentator guy.
Yeah.
Not the play-by-play guy. Because Excalibur's I know Excalibur's super funny, but he's really good at play-by-play.
How about you do this? How about you just, when best friends aren't wrestling, you have Chuck join Excalibur for commentary, and then everybody else can go home.
All right.
I just want Chuck.
Yeah, but sadly there's no Adam Cole and Ali yet. So we can call him.
Well, whenever Britt Baker fights, they can talk about Adam Cole.
Okay.
They can talk about him by his real name, fat piece of shit. Oh, God. Surprisingly, he didn't use his real name, fat piece of shit. Oh, that's so funny.
All right. So this match was kind of happening. And then Carl Anderson.
Machine Gun.
Hops up on the ramp. He distracts Seth. AJ knocks him off. And then break it down. Triple H and HBK. They apparently have Seth's back.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Seth is a Triple H guy, but
yeah.
Beyond that, like, what does Seth have to do with DX?
Time for us to bury some current talent.
Some of this club. Yeah. So Match restarts after commercial break.
Triple H even looked kind of bored, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He looked like he's more in like, oh man, I really should be a gorilla position right now.
You know, I noticed at the very end, after when Stone Cold was handing out beers, everybody wanted to go up to him and like say hi.
Up to who?
Stone Cold. like Triple H has a beer and he makes a point of going up to Stone Cold and hugging him.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then shoot somebody else. Nash really wanted to say hi to Stone Cold.
Man,
I mean, I know they're friends and all.
Yeah.
But at one point, Stone Cold's like walking towards the corner. Nash kind of takes 3 paces toward him and kind of stops.
Everybody likes Stone Cold.
I know.
How are you the biggest draw in the most shark-infested era of wrestling?
And seemingly everybody loves you.
And seemingly everybody's really like they're into you.
Mm-hmm.
They're totally cool with you. Mm-hmm. Probably because he made them a ton of money.
He seems, and probably because he's probably like a fun guy.
Yeah. And he seems to, like, if you listen to his podcast at all, like he seems to recognize and understand what he was back then. You know, I mean, he's openly talked many times about how he left the company when he left that time when he was
not just that. He's talked about
burnt out
all the issues he had back then, and burnout being one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also like Kevin Nash, it seems like a lot of people like him despite his reputation for being a politicker.
I know.
You'd think he'd be.
You'd think everybody would hate the Clique.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the Clique.
Seemed like most people like Kevin Nash anyway.
Yeah.
So Seth goes for a stomp, trying to win the match. Doc Gallows trips him up. The OC's in the ring. Ref calls for the bell. Triple H and HBK hit the ring too. There's a stare down between DX and the OC. OC throws up a too sweet. DX acts like they're gonna too sweet him instead. The OC gets crotch chops. Mm-hmm. Brawl breaks out. DX and Seth clear the ring, and then AJ, Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, they get some chairs. They're about to get in the ring. Dun 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 dun. Oh, you didn't know? Road Dogg, X-Pac, and the Outsiders. How come the Outsiders didn't get their music?
Why didn't they get their? Yeah.
Where's the NWO theme?
Yeah.
You want the crowd to mark out?
Oh, that's the theme.
You play the NWO theme. So they walk down. Road Dogg's talking the whole time. He makes a funny Billy line. Mm-hmm. So, I forgot about Billy when trying to count the numbers. It's like, hey, we have the numbers advantage.
Wait, where's Billy? Yeah.
I forgot about Billy. And then the OC leaves. Seth gets to say Billy's line. If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Mm-hmm. And then everybody else.
Oddly appropriate because Seth has been ragging on AEW lately, and he's the AEW guy.
And so everybody except for Seth, they embrace in the ring. And then Road Dogg's one is like, oh, shoot, Seth is out here kind of looking like a fool.
Yeah.
And so he starts waving him over.
Seth is a nerd, man.
I know, and he has sad puppy dog face.
He did, yeah. And nerds don't get to be with the cool kids. That's just how it works.
Yeah. Next, quick shot of Mark Henry chatting with Mick Foley backstage. This episode needed, first of all, it needed a lot more Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Where the hell was Sid?
Yeah. I realized that, I think, late last night or this morning.
Yeah, you tweeted about it this morning.
I tweeted at it this morning.
And did you read the Wrestling Inc. article I sent you?
He gave notice a couple days beforehand.
Like a week beforehand, I think.
Yeah.
They wasn't going to be there.
Yeah.
Softball, right?
Oh, it's got to be softball.
You realize he forgot he had a softball game on Monday night.
It's July prime softball season.
It's got to be softball
right
season.
He's heading into the playoffs, no doubt.
Probably.
Yeah.
So next, Ted DiBiase's backstage. He walks towards the limo, and then we hear almost sound like gunshots. Am I wrong about this?
No, you're right about that.
6 of them.
Yeah.
And then you hear a ref count 1, 2, 3. Drake emerges from the limo. He's 24/7 champion. Mm-hmm. Maybe a murderer, if the gunshot sounds are to be believed.
Yeah.
And then he gets out. His wife's there. Loser locker room comes out. They give chase to him. He runs off.
Maybe he hired Dexter Loomis.
Could be.
To murder.
There you go.
I really want, when Dexter Loomis shows up on NXT again, I want him to just come out covered in blood.
There you go.
And no explanation whatsoever.
Yeah, that should just be the thing.
It really just should be the thing.
He comes walking out. He's got a finger. Whose finger is it?
Who's missing a finger right now?
It's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah. Let's toss it aside.
Oh.
Here, you want this? No.
No, it's a human finger.
So Mick Foley comes out for a promo. Drake Maverick and the loser locker room run through the ring. Foley has, for an instant, has an inclination that he wants to try to get it for that title. Mm-hmm. But, He's a little beat up.
I saw the oddest thing this morning. I'm still thinking of Dexter Lumis, right? Because he's like the best thing.
Yeah, you love that character.
How about this? He comes out. So this morning I was out in the backyard. I was just trying to set him up.
Did you find a finger back there?
No, but there was something that was, I'm not going to say disturbing necessarily, but a little bit. I heard like a fly buzzing noise, right?
Oh, there's something dead back there?
So that's what I thought. I was like, because it sounded like a bunch of them, but no, it was just one fly in distress.
Oh, okay.
So I was looking, I was like, where the hell is that? I was looking on the ground for something dead.
Was this something like the Fly, the original Fly movie, where it's got a human head on there and saying, help me?
No, it was this. It was a praying mantis who had captured a fly and was eating it.
Oh, wow.
And the fly was still alive. I was like, oh, right? So I run inside because I'm like, Lace, you got to come see this nature, right?
Yeah.
It's like a Werner Herzog moment.
Totally.
So I'm like, come on out here and see it. So she comes out and Bama comes out and we all witness nature happening, right?
Yes.
Just the absolute, the shocking nature.
Yeah.
So we look and the fly's dead. It's
Yes.
eaten into enough. Praying mantis sort of looks at us and then it goes away.
Yeah,
Turns away
you're
from
disturbing
us.
its meal, man.
Yeah, exactly. And how about what if that scene, a shot of that, a praying mantis eating a fly, just shows up? What if like various just unsettling shots of nature things are happening?
That'd be cool.
During Dexter Loomis's
entrance. Like they change every week.
Every week. It's something just creep.
Yeah.
And not just like Bray Wyatt, stupid WrestleMania thing where it's like maggots on the thing.
No, like lions eating like a gazelle or something like that.
Yeah, just off-putting.
Yeah. And then a pack of hyenas coming up and picking what's left, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
Just a vulture circling, waiting for another creature to die.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah. Scenes from Red Asphalt.
No, I think it's better if it's like animal
Nature.
stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's better if it's nature and animal
What if
stuff.
like dogs are driving the cars in Red Asphalt? I
not-
want to see dogs do that though.
That's not nature, man. Dogs can't drive.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple cartoons.
Well, there's Toonses. Remember Toonses? That was a cat, though.
Toons is the driving cat. I do remember that. Oh my God, that's obscure. Good job. Toonses.
So after all the 24/7 title stuff leaves, Foley says, I'm going to get my hands on that belt someday. He throws to a video of his favorite Raw moment, of course, when he won the title.
Yeah.
And so video starts slowing down, all sorts of weird sound effects. House lights start coming down, up and down, up and down. They go down finally. There's the Fiend. He's in the ring.
Yeah.
He puts Foley in the mandible claw.
Yeah.
Nice touch. So Fiend is laid out Foley. That was the end. That was it. That's the extent of the segment.
Mick Foley knows how to do that. I guarantee that was him and freaking Heyman coming up with that, you know?
I hope so. After that, we got a moment of bliss with Becky Lynch. Nikki Cross was great because the whole time she was leaning on the arm of her chair, trying to get closer to the action. Trying to be a bit of an instigator. It was pretty funny.
Toonses. That cat didn't know how to drive, man.
No, he always drove off the cliff. Every time. Drove off the road, off a cliff. He's a cat. He can't be expected to know how to drive.
He didn't know how to drive.
No. So,
Natalia interrupts.
Yeah, instantly.
And she's like, what did she say? I don't know.
Anyways, it ends up in a brawl. They start talking trash.
It was a decent brawl, though.
It was a decent brawl. Refs come out, break it up.
Yeah. So that
Some fight.
The stuff is trending again. Give WWE women a chance or something like that.
Yeah, there wasn't a women's match last night.
Appropriately so. 3 hours and not a dang women's match. I mean, I know there was the 24/7. They involved some former divas in that. But
what about the current superstars?
What the hell?
Let them fight.
What is going on with
Let
this?
them fight.
Business.
At least do an extended brawl here or something.
Well, not another freaking Evolution. It was a really fun pay-per-view last year.
Pay-per-view last year, or WWE pay-per-view last year. And then backstage, we get a Natalia interview. She's going to beat Becky at SummerSlam. Because Natalia was like, hey, we're friends. But, I'm happy I get to wrestle you. I mean, that's what she said last week.
Yeah.
That's what they said last week. And,
Yeah.
and Becky was like, yeah, we may be friends, but don't think it's going to keep me from knocking your head off.
This should be a really good match.
Yeah, I hope so.
It should be a good match.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ronda Rousey makes an appearance in Natalia's corner because Becky referenced her.
Oh, okay.
It's like you helped train Ronda for Mania match, and then look what I got out of that. I took her title.
Yeah.
Next, Drake's backstage. He's about to get the limo with his wife. R-Truth runs up, tries to pin him. Carmella kicks Drake. R-Truth rolls him up. He's new 24/7 champion. He jumps in the limo and then makes the driver leave. Renee Michelle, Drake's wife, is still inside.
Yeah, and then Drake Doesn't quite realize it because in his periphery is Carmella.
Yeah.
And he thinks that that's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts freaking out about losing his title. And then he looks up and he's like, come on, honey, we got to go. And then he's like, whoa, you're not my honey. And he realizes that R-Truth has stole away with not just his title, but his wife.
Yes.
Yeah. So maybe she'll let R-Truth consummate the marriage. Whoa. Shocker. Hot. Afterwards, Braun Strowman versus Randy Rowe, which Corey,
man,
he was dying the entire time.
Yeah, he was making Warped Tour jokes. I think he made a Blink-182 joke.
Dude.
He was he apparently made Michael Cole crack because he said it.
Oh, yeah. So I'm pretty much on board with how you feel about jobber matches.
Hold on, because he said, what's his name, Randy Rose? No, Randy Rowe. Yeah. And he goes something. He made a Randy Rhodes joke, who is Ozzy's guitar player when Ozzy broke up, left Black Sabbath.
Yeah,
and I think that's the one that made Michael Cole crack because I laughed at that.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyways, continue. Oh, jobber matches. Yeah.
But man, the Beals. This dude went
choke slam, man.
That choke slam. It's like he choked him from his front area.
Yeah.
He brought him all the way up, and I swear he had his hand on his junk and just threw him
that was
down.
Crazy, man.
The Beals. He flew. That little kid flew.
Yeah, man.
Oh, it was awesome.
That was pretty great. It was great.
I guess when you can do something new or fun with a squash match, then maybe that'll make it acceptable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I mean, Braun's kind of an outlier in terms of squash matches. There's not many people that can toss, especially smaller competitors around the ring like Braun can.
Man, I'm telling you, when they rolled up into town, they said, who on the local scene can fly?
Who wants to bump?
Who can bump the highest here? They went to all the promoters and said, who's your highest flying bumping
Tampa,
guy?
Florida.
Yeah.
Who's your top bumper in town?
Everything is Randy Rose.
Randy Rowe. I'm thinking about this. Hell in a Cell is going to be in Sacramento. Tickets go on sale this week. Are we going to go, or are we going to cover it as normal?
Yeah, we'll cover it as normal.
Yeah, it makes more sense business-wise. And finally, the main event segment was a toast to Monday Night Raw. Ric Flair's first to the ramp. He doesn't get a talk for some reason.
Yeah.
It's Ric Flair, man.
Yeah.
And then
that was weird.
And then basically all the other legends and Hall of Famers come out on the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
They let him talk.
Yeah. Well,
this is hometown.
He went through the normal routine.
Yeah, put himself over.
Brother.
And then finally, glass breaks. Stone Cold. He walks down the ring, make sure he...
Crowd erupts.
Man, because it's Stone Cold, man.
Hogan got like a good response, but man, Stone
Austin. Cold, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That crowd just and I mean, it looked like, that place looked sold out.
Yeah. Damn well close to it at least.
And that whole crowd was just, man, nobody does it like Austin did.
Nope. So he comes to the ring and he puts over everybody up on that ramp. Says, not just them, everybody who's there live, everybody who watches the show, says we're all family.
Vince told me to tell all you guys that you're my family. Stop going to other companies. We're the only one.
The crowd was wanting him. He was playing along.
Q2 conference call coming up soon.
I love the bit. He did mention that he spent the day with Hogan doing a podcast.
That's going to be very interesting.
Is that going to be Hogan's apology tour?
I think so. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. I think that Austin is a damn good interviewer.
He is.
He's a really good interviewer. And if he's going to be able to cut to the heart of matters, number one, even if you take out, all the controversy about Hogan and how horrific his statements were, or the stuff that he said was, even if you take that, the history of Stone Cold and Austin is Stone Cold and Hogan,
yes,
is fascinating.
Yeah,
I cannot wait to hear about that.
Yes,
I am sure that Austin is going to dive deep.
I hope so.
Into that stuff, and
ask
hopefully
the hard-hitting questions.
Hopefully Hogan will say and come off as he should.
Hopefully he comes off as genuine,
remorseful, and a changed person.
One would hope.
Yeah.
He also said that the night before he sat at the bar with Ric Flair, listened to stories.
Oh, I love that.
And he said, last round I got to my room, called a night, ordered some room service, listed off a number of food items he ordered, and he says, nah, not done yet.
Going down for more rounds.
And then he opened the elevator door open. Who was there? Ron Simmons.
Yep.
And before Ron Simmons could say it, Stone Cold said, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Hugged, went back down, raised some more hell, drank some more beer.
Yeah.
And then he passed out. All the legends came down the ring. He started passing out Broken Skull IPAs.
Yeah.
Had a toast. And then I wonder if he realized they were running a little short, so he grabbed the mic, started talking again.
Yeah.
Or he just wanted to say something else.
No, he literally said that they were running short. He said, I stopped too soon, so I'm going to say some more things.
How much time we got? 60 seconds?
Yeah, and he just kept on talking, and they played his music out, and that was it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great segment to end the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, looking at that, it is a shame that we never got the Austin Hogan match, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame that we never so Austin left, his final match was in 2003.
Yep.
Cena got hot in like 2004, 2005.
Mm-hmm.
It's also kind of a shame that like 5 years or even 3 years didn't overlap a bit sooner, because could you imagine the promos between like peak Austin and peak almost done Austin and Cena,
And on the rise, Cena.
on the Thugonomic Cena on the
That'd been
rise.
something else.
That would have been something special.
Yeah, man.
Really something special.
Should have been something else. Let's do a SmackDown preview before we take some questions.
Okey-doke.
WWE Champion Kofi Kingston to issue a SummerSlam challenge after being confronted by Randy Orton, Elias, and Samoa Joe last week. WWE Champion Kofi Kingston isn't waiting for anyone to step up and challenge him at the biggest event of the summer. Kingston intends to issue his own challenge to a superstar to face him at SummerSlam tonight. Will Kofi choose one of the superstars that stepped to him last week or test his mettle elsewhere? It's got to be Randy Orton.
It's going to be Randy Orton, yeah. Unless Randy Orton is just going to hold out for Will Ospreay. Shane McMahon to address Kevin Owens.
We got a year to wait before that's going to happen.
What's that?
We got a year before that's going to happen.
Oh, he'll wait. Shane McMahon to address Kevin Owens on SmackDown Live. Kevin Owens has not been bashful in bombarding Shane McMahon in recent weeks, and after eating his third stunner in 2 weeks, Shane is now promising to address Kevin Owens tonight. With Shane promising some form of retaliation on Owens at the end of SmackDown Live last week, what will the best in the world have to say? Will he respond to Kevin Owens' challenge to a SummerSlam match between the two, where if Owens lost, he would quit WWE?
Wow. Ember Moon to collide with Charlotte Flair. Ember Moon received the biggest opportunity of her WWE career thus far last week when SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley challenged her to a title match at SummerSlam. However, the She-Nom will have no time to rest on her laurels as she now has to prepare to challenge the Queen. Sorry about that. Moon will look to make a definitive statement by besting Charlotte Flair, the most decorated superstar in the women's division. Will the War Goddess pick up invaluable momentum as SummerSlam approaches, or will the Queen stay Queen and knock Ember down a significant notch?
Moon has to win this going into SummerSlam.
Unless they have Charlotte win, and like Charlotte's like, hey, I deserve a title shot because I beat her. I don't know.
Yeah, because Charlotte ain't got nothing going on.
Nothing.
She's hanging out with Andrade a lot.
Yeah.
She's more active on her Instagram, just lovey-dovey pictures with Andrade.
Yeah.
Latin lover.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels to be guest commentator. Just one night after DX and the Clique joined forces to help Seth Rollins run off the OC on Raw Reunion. Oh, I did appreciate when at the end of that bit with DX and the OC, AJ kept on saying, I know where NXT is. I know where it is. I'm going to show up.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
He was saying he's not, but
That'd be cool if he did, though.
that'd be rad if he did.
Cooler if he did.
Be cooler if he did. Just one night after DX and the Clique joined forces to help Seth Rollins run off the OC on Raw Reunion, two-time WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels will be joining the commentary team. I don't know why I did Undertaker. We'll be joining the commentary team on SmackDown Live. What kind of insight will HBK bring to the Blue Brand?
Will Daniel Bryan make his announcement? Last week, Daniel Bryan vowed to make a career-altering announcement that would shake SmackDown Live to its core. However, the Planet's champion left the arena without saying a word, even as SmackDown Tag Team Champions The New Day offered him and Rowan a rematch for the titles. Could Bryan finally reveal his plans to the WWE Universe? Find out on SmackDown Live tonight, 8/7 Central, USA Network.
On USA Network, I'm going to be on commentary. My name is Shawn Michaels.
That's the Undertaker, man.
I'm the Heartbreak Kid.
You think I'm cute?
You know I'm sexual. I like to smash. Michelle?
Powers of darkness.
Let's see here. I'm going to look at the Patreon.
All right, I'll do Super Chat here. Richard Ely, morning, guys. Did Flair seem a bit disheveled? He just had a cut in his head.
Yeah, he had a cut on his head.
The suit looked nice. New member, Austin Luff. Welcome, Austin, to Slow Wolfpack.
Welcome, Austin Luff. Wolfpack for Life says, I find that Natalya and Dolph Ziggler are kind of the same character. Wrestler that's been here for years. They say they're great in the ring, but has never really changed themselves in any way. What other wrestlers can be compared to another? So what other wrestlers in the women's division and the men's division are similar in that respect.
Mm-hmm. Is there something that's analogous to Randy Orton in the women's division? Someone who can do really good work, but if they're not given anything interesting to do, they kind of coast?
Sasha?
Yeah, maybe.
Sasha kind of wears it when she's uninterested.
Yeah. I feel like Alexa sometimes does that too.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I feel like Alexa lately, because she had been injured, seems to appreciate being there a bit more.
Yeah, prior, but like
before that,
she used to have like super loose face.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Johann von Wolfhausen. I'm all for the idea of Finn joining the OC, but you think WWE won't do it because they want to avoid the Bullet Club chants?
No, I think they would love Bullet Club chants.
I think the way to do it is have Finn feud with OC first, and then he joins. Like a Roderick Strong Undisputed Era type situation.
That'd be cool.
Because then you get your cake and eat it too.
Yeah. If there's any reason they wouldn't do it, it's because Finn is sort of he's kind of a semi-Cena guy with how he uses his platform.
Yeah, for his advocacy work, totally.
Yeah,
being a heel might not give him the same opportunities.
Might stifle that, but I really hope they do it.
Yeah.
Alex Foster, what wrestlers would you like to see react to their characters on Steve and Larson Book Raw?
Drew.
Oh God, I wouldn't. Oh man, I don't know if he'd get it.
I mean, the premise of how we book Drew is simple. He's so manly, they decided to go to the ring nude.
Yeah, but his nudism is he's not actually.
Well, it's too standard. It's still standard in practices.
Eric Young.
Oh yeah,
he's booked so strong.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too. Dylan Haggett. Hey, friendos, it's my birthday yesterday, the 23rd. Can I get a Stone Cold and Baron shout out?
Yeah. Hey, Dylan, it's your birthday. You gonna party like it's your birthday? Gonna drink beer like it's your birthday?
Go collect skulls like it's your birthday.
Go collect skulls.
Hey, Dylan, you ever seen Toonces the Driving Cat?
One more from Dylan. Was weird seeing Devon without Bubba Ray.
I know, I agree.
Nah.
What do you mean not? Are you still just sore that he pulled his fan backstage?
It's unprofessional, man.
Oh,
that's really unprofessional.
Well, we all learn our lessons.
Yeah, hopefully.
Kenny T. Give me a break here, Kenny. When all is said and done, who will have done more neat things in their careers? Edge or Baron Corbin?
Edge. Fedora Goomba. It's very subtle, but I get the sneaking suspicion that maybe, just maybe, you guys don't like Hulk Hogan very much. Then again, neither does like at least half of the entire industry.
Just sort of done with his shit.
I want to focus on the new. I want to see the current talents.
He's got desperation all over him.
Yeah, he reeks of desperation.
He reeks of 100%. Desperation. And it's like, man, you spend an entire career holding everybody down so that you can keep your spot.
I know.
You're the most selfish guy in the industry. And yeah, I know there would be no wrestling probably without Hulk Hogan. I get that. And a lot of the stuff he did entertained me throughout the years.
Same time, though, it's like at a certain point, you got to step aside, man. It's like he doesn't feel like he finds fulfillment as an individual based on the adoration of the crowd.
And I still think that he thinks that he should be the top guy in the
company.
company.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he probably thinks that he can make more money than anybody else.
And it's okay that that's how we feel. Y'all can feel how you want about it.
You gotta understand that he's in his 60s, and he's like 4 inches shorter than he used to be because he did so many damn leg drops.
Oh man, those are powerful leg drops.
They are. They compressed his own spine. John Baylor Jr., thank you. Kyle Thomas, thank you. Dom L, how old is the Boogeyman? He says 30. No, he's like pushing 50. I would think.
Got to be 50 by now. I swear he was like.
He was in his mid-30s or late 30s when he got started.
Boogeyman, WWE, the Boogeyman. Here we go. Martin Wright. He is 55 years old.
Wow.
That dude is 55.
He looks amazing.
My goodness. Still out there wrestling? Let's see here. Christopher says, is the OC buried? This Raw reunion is the worst thing I've seen. You botched DX and NWO. No, man.
No,
I
it's
think
fine.
they're fine.
They didn't get beat up by DX. They just
I'm not a
left.
fan of the term buried. I use it very selectively. Therathabata, how much say do you think Heyman had in this week's episode? I think he probably had a lot of say over how they used current people. I think he probably had say in the.
Well, I mean, if he's given the reins creatively for the show, I would think he would have
He's
a
the
good amount of
executive
say.
director.
Yeah,
he had all to say.
the format might have been forced upon him, but and maybe some of the talents he probably might not get. I'm guessing the inclusion of RVD was probably his call.
I think you're right. Bruce Leroy Jenkins, what do the friendos think about Bray taking and using the mandible claw along with Sister Abigail? I guess Bruce is asking, do you think he should use it from now on?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, I agree. I think
it'd be kind of cool if he
starts collecting moves.
Yeah, start stealing other people's moves.
That'd be cool.
Gimmick infringement, man. It's my new thing.
I stole your move.
I stole your move, man. Oh, yeah. Good point. Pizza Roll Fire. He says, not Raw related, but I got to hear your reactions.
What?
What do you guys think about the fact there's no more lip syncing in the NXT intro?
Love it.
They changed it.
Great.
I'm sad.
No, they should never been there in the first place.
Not your kind. We are not your
It
kind.
was terrible.
And they're all smiling.
It was awful. It was awful.
Didn't.
Never should have been lip syncing to begin with.
I wonder what they all thought when they were in there doing that. They had
Why
to
the
be-
hell are we doing this? This is
had to be
embarrassing.
like, this is cheesy as shit.
Yeah.
This is so cheesy.
Damn, embarrass me.
Yeah.
Triple H, you're embarrassing me.
Cult of False Realities. Who's more menacing and dangerous? Bastard Pac or Drew McIntyre? I'd say Drew. He's just so big.
Yeah, he's got like a good 8 inches on Pac.
I'd probably be underwhelmed if I saw Pac in real life because he's probably short.
He's short, but he's jacked, you know.
Yeah, no, he's jacked.
But he's probably, 5'10" at most.
But tall people always scare me.
Yeah, and if you got Drew, who's 6'5", 265,
Just
270.
terrifying.
Yeah, man.
Like if Pac comes running through my door, I'm like, that's cool. But if Drew comes if he came running through there,
Call the police.
call the police. Have Toons to start the car. Get us out of here. No, Toons says no.
Yeah, I like my chances against Drew more than hopping in the car with Toonses. We end up in the American River, man.
Toons is driving. Yeah. Oh man, why did they make it? Is Toons going to be in that Cats show? That Cats movie?
Oh, that'd be cool. Then I'd actually watch that.
Watch that. Explorifus. Did last night feel like a season finale to you guys? With everyone coming out, Stone Cold stream of consciousness, it really felt like it was wrapping something up. Possibly new set, new direction. He says, maybe I'm looking too much into it. I think you're looking too much into it.
Yeah, what we saw last night was a grab at ratings, nothing more.
It was a ratings grab, man. Larson Hunter creator Greg Morris. How did Stone Cold not stun a single person? Also, the women got less than 10 minutes of a 3-hour show. No legends to help with Becky or someone. I would imagine Stone Cold, probably if he wanted to stun somebody, he would have stunned somebody. Mm-hmm. Maybe it has to do with his back. I don't know.
Well, he seemed to be more in the mood to celebrate, rather.
Yeah,
he did make reference to, I could go up there, anybody on that ramp.
Yeah.
I could drop them on that stack of dimes they call a neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did make reference to stunning everybody. Mm-hmm. So at least there was that.
Yeah.
No actual stunners, though.
Anyways,
apparently a lot of the legends weren't cleared for any sort of physical stuff.
Yeah.
So that probably has something to do with it, too.
Yeah.
And he's going to drop Triple H with a stunner, maybe HBK.
No.
I don't know if anybody else are really cleared. Booker T, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Booker T could still wrestle.
Boy, Booker T and Stone Cold had some great moments.
Oh, my gosh. Hell yeah, man.
Great moments.
Hell yeah.
What do we got coming up on the bonus episode today?
I'm looking into that right now.
All right, cool. Well,
let's talk about Sid not being on Raw Reunion.
Yeah, we'll just talk about Sid some more. We'll talk more about my trip to.
There we go.
UK.
There we go. We'll open up this WWE periodical.
Oh yeah, we'll do that on the bonus episode. Cool.
There we go. That's the show today.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah, $5 and up patrons plus YouTube channel members. We've got YouTube channel memberships available right now. Just click the join button and then check out the community tab. That's where we put our bonus episode links. We're going to be going live with that in about 10 minutes. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.